Good morning, good people. I'm doing my coffee right now. I'm using my frother. Is that what it's called? A whipper? Okay, bonk. So good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. I'm kind of smiling because I'm remembering back when I was in elementary school, who knows, maybe second grade, third grade, and my teacher, either Miss Griffith, Mrs. Griffith, or Miss Leach, made a big point of everybody learning to pronounce February properly. It's not February, it's February. Right? Anybody remember those days when there was a little chitlin, and the teacher said it's not February, it's February. Right, the very special month. 10 days would be my dad's birthday. Okay, but here we are today, 2025, at about 6 o'clock in the morning in southwestern Nevada, east of Death Valley and west of Sin City and south of Area 51. Hard scrabble territory. Hard scrabble. Parump or Parumpertucky, you choose. Okay, good morning, what not a bevy, hanging on by our fingertips, as we should be, dancing at the edge. Okay. Today we have a really interesting big show, Our meme, our theme of today is the world doesn't care. Right, the world doesn't care. But before we get to that, let's look at some of the other things on our hit parade, especially like why are we here? We're here to help our students and other interested people on their journey through this life. You got to believe something, right? You got to choose. Sartre said, we're condemned to choose. You've got to choose. Are we just atoms in the void, or is there something else? There's compelling evidence to believe that there's something else. So why don't we choose to believe that and then look for the things to support it? We can choose to believe the other and look for the things to support that. One of the challenges is, one of the problems with that idea is, if you choose to believe we're atoms in the void and you're wrong, you wasted an opportunity. On the other hand, if you choose to believe and you're wrong, it's still good news because you will go on in the minds of others in a positive way. Some people could say, well, Hitler lives on, Stalin lives on, Mao lives on. Yeah, but they're not really lived on by the masses as somebody to aspire to be like. Right? Gandhi, the Buddha, Ignatius of Loyola, Jesus, some people might say Yeshua, etc. Those are people who lots of people, or most people, aspire to be like. Okay? So if you choose to not believe and you're wrong, you wasted an opportunity. If you choose not to believe and you're wrong, you wasted opportunity. If you choose to believe and you're wrong, there we go. If you choose to believe and you're wrong, you still win because you left a good impact, a good mark on those who came after you. So that's the row that we are going to hoe. That's the row we're going down. And so our purpose is to help on that journey through this life headed to a destination. It's not just the journey. We used to say it's the journey. No, it's not the journey. It's the destination, but the journey makes the difference. The journey makes the difference on how you get to the destination. And I like the we're going to Disneyland metaphor. That's the destination. We're going to Disneyland. Now, do we want to prepare? Do we want to prepare for the trip? Do we want to make the trip as efficient and productive as possible so when we arrive at Disneyland, we're ready to go? We're not tired. We're not hungry. We're not angry. We're not lonely. We're happy, excited, prepared. We have a plan. We know what we're going to do. We know what's going on at Disneyland. We have the day mapped out, but we've left time in there for unintended things to happen. Is that how we're going to get the most out of Disneyland? Yes, by preparing for it. And on the trip, what are we doing? We're getting ourselves ready for Disneyland. We're singing Disney songs. We're looking at Jiminy Cricket. We're talking about stuff like that. We're singing Chim Chimney, etc. So we're doing all of that stuff and we're talking, we're getting each other pumped up. We're getting ready to get at Disneyland. We're looking, okay, only another hour to go, half hour. Okay, I see the parking lot. Okay, the excitement is building. So when we get to the long line at the ticket booth, we get to the long line, we're still excited and happy. We're not like, oh, when are we going to get in, man? I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Man, this sucks. No, we're ready to go. So that's what we do. We try to prepare our people in 4 dimensions or 4 areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Today's theme is what? The world doesn't care. Right. Okay, so before we get into that, okay, where is it? Before we get into that, let's look at what Seth Godin has to say. He's talking about playing billiards on a boat. We take stability for granted until it's no longer there. Some art forms and enterprises benefit from an unstable environment where systems are in flux and the changes are unpredictable. Others are nearly impossible. How much priority do your investors, clients, and employees put on building processes that do well in chaos? Or are you betting that the conditions will be just like now, but better? Resilience is underrated. Right. Resilience is underrated. Why? Because the world doesn't care. Okay, what else we got along them bar lines? Okay, so let's see. I got to say good morning, Maticus 1. Atticus. And once again, good morning, What Not a Bevy. Other things of interest today, Daily Stoic fits along the lines. This is about we are survivors. All of the tough things in our lives have helped us get to where we are, strengthened us, prepared us, more resilient. The other red letter, Darren Hardy. The secret weapon against life's challenges. Get better at being harder. I think that's what it is. Handle hard better. Handle hard better. So that's the segue. Attached in the spreadsheet down below is the video. video, the YouTube video, don't have it on here, got rid of it, cut it out, of breath work. What people think it does, what it actually does. Figure out how to include that. Okay, so where do we go? Handle hard better. So, a couple people complained to me. Well, they kind of chastised me a little bit. You're too mean to people. This guy was upset because you criticized him, saying doesn't make a good impression at work. Right? And why can't you say what you're saying in a nicer fashion? And my thing is, well, number one, as you know, I do not come from the position of hurting people. Like, I don't say things just to hurt people. I don't do that. But I do say the things that other people are thinking and won't say. The things that I would wish somebody would say to me. You go in dressed like that, people are going to think of you this way. Is that what you want them to think? Because if it is, keep going. But if you want them to think something different, it ain't going to happen. But you're mean, man. You're mean. Sometimes I don't refer to people as short for their weight. Sometimes I refer to them as that fat person. That's that fat guy. The guy that's really fat. And what's the purpose? Lose weight. Okay. But really the purpose is to get people to understand the world doesn't care. Okay. The world doesn't care about your feelings. The world doesn't care. Let's see, I'm looking for a particular screen. The world isn't going to be nicer just because you're soft. This is right out of Jordan Peterson. You have to be tougher. You're not virtuous as a rabbit cowering in the corner. You need to be a rabbit with fangs. Or one of my favorite animals in this description is the moose. People look at mooses. They look at a moose and they say, "Oh, what a nice looking cat. I want to go pet that. That's such a docile, friendly, not mean looking. It's got this big round nose and these goofy rounded antlers. And it's bigger than a horse, and it's got spindly legs, and it just kind of ambles along like it doesn't really know what's going on." Or is that a swagger? Because it basically can do what it wants. But people say, watch out. People who know say, watch out for mooses. They'll tear you apart. They're dangerous. You leave them alone, they leave you alone. You mess with them, you got problems. The world is not going to be nice just because you're soft. And the Duke women's basketball coach, I don't know her name, gives a great little talk to her women, the sisterhood, the Duke basketball team, about handle hard better. Get better at handling hard things, because it's never going to get easier. That's her theme. It's never going to get easier. You think When you graduate from college, it's going to be easier because you have a degree? No. You think because you get a promotion, it's going to be easier? No. You need to get better at handling hard. Why? Well, the world doesn't care. The world doesn't care. Handle hard better. That's the message for today. Instead of complaining that it's hard, accept that it's hard. Accept it's hard. And then handle hard better. Handle hard better. That's what you need to do. Okay. Anybody got anything else? Any jokes? That we should remind our friend Matt Jr. We should remind Matt Jr. about these morning TED Talks. Our morning podcasts. No reason for him not to do it. No reason to be up late. In fact, everybody kind of needs to start watching these. Okay, so we'll send out a message for those. Good, glad you're here, Matt. We will get people moving forward. Today is a Las Vegas day with the new car battery. So hopefully that's working right. Who said what? Who? The guy in first. Who? What? No, what's on second? Who's on first? Yeah, that's right. Who? Who? Correct. Good one. What? Not a bevy. Good one. Good one. Maybe today. Are you working today? Maybe today we go back to our strategy. We've missed it for a couple weeks. Let me know in the comments down below. No, send me a text. Okay, well, I'm going to call it, people. I'm going to call it. Get better at harder. Get better at harder. Don't try to make it easier because the world doesn't care about what you want. And there's about 8 billion people who have their own things that they want. Get better at harder. Embrace the suck. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yesterday was the only easy day, etc., etc. Okay, that again, cut.